So my name is Catherine Solheim, and I'm an associate professor in the Department of Family Social Science at the University of Minnesota.
And my name is Jamie Ballard, and I am a graduate student in the Family Social Science Department here at University of Minnesota.
And we have one other co-author who is not with us today. Her name is Samantha Zaid, and she is at St. Mary's University in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we're delighted to talk a little bit about our article on transnational Mexican families. Really, the impetus for this research was the growing number of agricultural workers from Mexico in Minnesota. And we found that there was a lot of not really clear understanding of these families and why they were here and how they were managing across those international borders. And so this came out of some work with the Minnesota Extension Service, the University of Minnesota Extension Service. So we had an opportunity to interview 17 workers from Mexico who came to work in the ag industry in Minnesota, and then they had families back in Mexico. That's one of the uniquenesses of this data set, is that we were, I thought, had a really rare privilege of being able to talk to family members in both locations to get a sense of the family system pieces that were there. So as we were analyzing those data, and we actually have another article that was published initially from that data set, we just were struck by these ideas that were kind of emerging about loss and the ambiguity of who's in the family, who's not in the family.
For me, as I read those transcripts, even though a lot of what was being discussed was some of the practical aspects of how do you send money home, how much do you send, what's the process of your work here in the United States, it's really striking how much people couldn't talk about that process and couldn't talk about their families without talking about the sense of loss and being separated.
So we decided that we would take a systematic look at those data and using Pauline Boss's Ambiguous loss framework to see if we could find and really highlight that challenge that they were facing, because it is a stressor in their lives. And the desire to maintain family at a distance was really a strong goal for them, and we wanted to bring that to the forefront, particularly as we are working with families like this and trying to support them.
So for me as a clinician, I love this article, partly because I feel like it gives a really clear picture of the struggles and the resilience that these families have. And it highlights a few things as really important for me in my practice. And one of them is that it reinforces the importance of asking the people who are in the room with me, who do you think of as being in your family? Because there might be people who aren't there who are still very present in the way they're thinking about things and in their decision making about their family. And then since some of these families were so successful at recognizing sending home money is part of how I'm still fulfilling my roles and providing emotional support is part of how I'm fulfilling my roles, I think being able to talk about that with families, about what do you feel like your role is in your family, and perhaps reframing or helping highlight for them that the work that they're doing is still part of their family roles. I think those are all things that can help smooth some of this process of the transnational family.
So thank you for your time, and we hope you enjoy the article. Let us know.
Thank you.